Hello everyone, welcome to this session. My name is Chao Mei and I am from the TCL Renew XR technology. So this paper is about use of eye behavior with visual distractions for attention training in the virtual reality. And it was conducted with the Kansas State University in the US. Let's get started. So the system behind all this research is called AVAT, which is the Adaptive Virtual Environment Training System. So the main idea of this system is we are trying to use a prolonged exposure therapy in the virtual reality to help kids with attention issues to get the attention training in the virtual reality. So the algorithm is like this. The kids first, they're exposed to this virtual classroom, but their eyes are tracked. So when they are observing the object around the teacher in the classroom, we know that what they are looking at, so we know what is distracting them when the teacher is talking. So then in the second training session, we remove all this, distracting objects from this virtual environment. And then in the training session, we gradually introduce one distracting object back at a time. So, when the kids get used to the existence of one of the distracting object, we introduce another one. We are trying to do this to let the kids be gradually exposed to the distractions, not everything all at a time. So by doing this, we at the end of the session, when we recover the original classroom, the kids should be able to pay attention to the teacher instead of paying attention to all the distracting objects. So that's the whole idea. And when we're trying to do the training with the distracting object, we want to do something to reinforce the kids' correct attention. So we try to use different strategies, including positive and negative reinforcement, and positive and negative punishment, which including scoring system, or the noise, and some overlay on the virtual environment, and opacity reduction. So what we want to do is, when the kid is doing something right, we want to reinforce them. When the kid is not doing correct, we have that negative, we have that positive and negative punishment to correct the behavior, the attention pattern behavior. Okay. So also, we have this simple algorithm to estimate. Here we can only estimate for the attention through the gaze, and we have this measurement of total gaze time, continuous gaze time, and the cool down time. So when the kids start to gaze at some object, the continuous gaze time increase, and when the kid is look away and look back, we have a cool down time, so that when the kids is just look away for a second and look back to something, we still think the kids is engaging with that object or paying attention to that object. And we do so by having this cool down time there. And if we have that judgment, the kids is distracted by some object, we add that object to the distraction object set. And then we have some of the data collection, very preliminary data collection through the user study. Yes, and we have this measurement of the in-game attention performance with through the gaze, pupil diameter, eye openness, and distractive objects. And also we have some interview and questionnaire post the session. The result is quite interesting. Okay, first we find out that we didn't find any statistical significance in the eye openness before and post the training, and eye openness and the pupil size. So that part we couldn't find any difference. However, we find out that the kids are more likely to be distracted after the training, which is against our original hypothesis and the original motivation of this work. That's quite discouraging, yes. However, that doesn't mean this work does not have that its value, because theoretically that training still should work. So we have that interview to ask this participant, why they are, getting distracted after this training session. The main idea we get is that they find out that in the training session, since we are having all those the punishment, the reinforcement strategy, they find out something is not right in that session, in this object. So after that training, they paid more attention to the distracting object to see if those objects are still having all this special effect. I mean, by special effect, I mean those enforcement strategies. Yeah. So they were so curious that they are getting more distracted by the object. In conclusion, that we find out that eye-gazing attention determination methodology can effectively detect users' eye-gazing attention. The distracting it's significant, but it's against the motivation, against our hypothesis. So in the future, we're going to do more studies with the kids with ASD and increase the sample size, including more the signals like GSR and HR. And also we're going to think about different kind of strategies to help the kids get distracted. To help the kids to receive that training. So instead of being curious and getting more distracted, we want them through the training to get the correct attention behavior and the attention pattern. Their attention should be on the teacher or whatever the teacher is referring to. So in the future, we will definitely do more work on that reinforcement strategy to make this happen. All right, thank you so much, and I'd love to take any questions from you. Thank you.